Welcome to today's episode of the Daily Coffee Pro by Map It Forward, friends. Today on the podcast, we are carrying on from the last episode where we spoke about how to become a coffee consultant, how to define that, what it involves, the structure, all of that good, delicious stuff around coffee consulting. And now we're going to talk about the question that everybody has is, how much should I be charging as a coffee consultant? 2020 has seen many people have to transition from their employment into finding other ways of being able to stimulate revenue streams. And coffee consulting, and I say coffee consulting in rabbits ears because it's such a broad term that means so many things, but nothing all at the same time. But this seems to be a great way that people are finding to repurpose the skills that they had from a job into a new revenue stream. And knowing how to cost that out and price that out is something that seems to be leaving people a bit demystified. And so I hope this discussion is going to help you understand how you could be pricing your services and making it something that works for you as well as your potential clients. In the last episode of the Daily Coffee Pro, we were talking about how important it is to understand what your qualifications are and be able to clearly define what kind of a coffee consultant you're going to be. The reason this is important because this will help, one of the reasons is because this will help you understand and will help your clients understand what the value is from a monetary perspective of the services that you're going to be offering. If you've been in the industry for a shorter period of time, you've probably got less access to a network. A consultant, depending on what they're defining as their service, should be able to bring a client access to their network as well, depending on, again, what you are offering. Let me explain that a little bit more. At Map It Forward, we have different types of consulting levels. So you can be a part of the group coaching at Map It Forward, and that gives you access to, while it's more affordable, it gives you access to a certain type of consulting service. Being a one-on-one client gives you access to a different level of consulting services, because it's more expensive and because it's more focused. When you are defining what your service is going to be, should be looking at what it is that you can provide for your client. Can you provide your client with access to a vast network that's incredibly valuable? And clients hire consultants primarily for their knowledge and for accessibility to their network. So the more valuable, let me say it this way, the more skill, experience, and relationships you have, the more valuable you are to people as a consultant. And so when looking at your pricing structure and looking at what you're offering people, be very clear about the network that you have access to and how that can benefit your client. If we're going to look at specifics about pricing structures, what I'm going to say is that in a time where the coffee industry is in constant flux, you want to find a sweet spot that is a win-win for everybody. So it's affordable for your clients and it keeps you sustained as in your life. It needs to be a wage that works for you. So take a look at your experience. Take a look at what you used to get paid to accumulate that experience and find a number that you're comfortable with. And if you're getting started, what I would suggest is take your hourly rate that you were getting paid and double it. if this is your first foray into consulting. So if you were getting paid $15 an hour, take that and double it for your first few clients. If you were getting paid $30 an hour, take that and double it. And tell your clients that they're the first clients that you've had and you're still working things out, and this is the rate that you're going to be operating at. Why is it important for you to tell them that they are the first few clients that you've had? Well, because if they know that, they will understand that the things that you are telling them, the way that you're communicating to them, isn't necessarily showing a lack of expertise. It's just a lack of experience at how to operate as a consultant. They're very two different things. So learning how to speak to clients, learning how to structure things, learning how to approach different situations, it's a new skill. Learning how to be a consultant is a new skill. So telling people that you're new at this is an important part of helping you get your business started. It's separate from the expertise and knowledge that you have in your specific niche in coffee. And if you can tell people that that's the case, it won't leave a bad taste in their mouth, or hopefully it'll be less likely to leave a bad taste in their mouth when they part with their money. So when you're starting out, that's what I recommend that you do. Take your hourly rate and double it. And when I say hourly rate, your hourly rate as a full-time employee at a cafe or in a roastery. Take that and double it. And that should put you somewhere in the ballpark. If you are a seasoned professional, what should you be charging? And this is where it gets a little bit dicey, and the waters are a little more murky here. I would say a good place to start is somewhere around the $100 mark if you're a seasoned professional but never been a consultant before. If you are charging somewhere around the $100 per hour mark, please understand that that's starting to get to become really serious money. And for somebody, you can rarely get everything that you need to discuss over in an hour if you are talking to somebody about a business strategy. $100 an hour, you should be able to be very clear with someone how many hours they will need to get the outcome that they want, so that they know how much money is going to be required for them to reach the end goal that they want. Now, the way I structure my consulting is that we have an initial meeting, usually goes for somewhere between half an hour and an hour, and I don't charge people for that. That usually gives people a good grounds to decide whether they want to hire me or not, and the value that they're going to get out of that. And it's not one of those situations where I don't give them enough information. I just kind of give them a teaser. That's not how it works. It's a proper consulting session. But the first hour is free so that they can understand, well, I know the value's there. And so I know that we'll move on to a longer term consulting relationship. So if you know that the value you're going to deliver is more than what you're charging for, don't be scared to offer somebody a free hour so that they can see what they're in for and know that actually this person knows what they're talking about and they will be able to deliver on what they say. And then the other thing to consider is your hourly rate may decrease based on the number of hours somebody wants to take with you. And so if somebody's looking to buy 10 hours worth of consulting, you may look at structuring that package at So if you want 1 hour, it's $100. But if you want 10 hours, I can give you 10 hours at $90 each. So it becomes kind of 1 hour free. That's a great way to look at how you're going to structure things for longer term clients. For me, it became one of those things where people were looking at wanting to spend a certain amount of time in consulting sessions because we were working on their businesses. So from that, group coaching evolved, and it's been incredibly successful for me. The final category is people who have been consulting for some time. How much should you be charging? If you've been consulting for some time and are trying to figure out whether what you're charging is the right amount, I would say that there is no figure per se that is what you should be aiming for. At the end of the day, if you're an established consultant and people are paying the fee that you're looking for, then you've got no worries. But if people are not paying the fee that you're looking for and you're trying to get more business, then I would suggest playing around with your pricing, speaking to clients who want to hire you, and ask them how you could make it more attractive to them. So I know that there are a bunch of people out there who have a lot of knowledge about a bunch of stuff, and they've helped many people out, but they've never charged for those services. And so what I would suggest is that you go out there and, free consulting is still consulting. So go out there and ask people, what would you pay for something like this? What would it be worth to you? If I said to you $200 an hour, would you pay that? If I said to you $800 an hour, would you pay that? Now, those are two extremes for somebody who's an experienced person. I do have a caveat here. Friends, not everybody is meant to be a consultant. Teaching and imparting knowledge and advising is a very different skill to the niche that you have in coffee. And there is a part of this that needs to be cultivated. The art of learning to read people and anticipate their needs is an important skill in becoming a consultant. And so please be patient with this. If you are going to become a consultant, you are moving into a different profession. Well, you're moving into a different career within the coffee industry as a professional. And it will take some time for you to understand how to do things best, and then get better at it, and then get the best that you can be at it. And this is why the pricing structure that I've have been talking about, apologies, I'm tripping all over my words today. That's why this pricing structure and the approach to this pricing structure is important. It gives you the space to continue to get better at what you're doing. And the more space that you can give yourself to do that, the more likely you are to present a track record that allows you to continue to deliver better value. And when you deliver better value, you're able to charge more because you're getting out of it as much as your client, are getting out of it. I hope this has been really helpful. If you have any questions or you'd like to be a part of a group that you can see how this kind of this group consulting works, and you want to grow your business as a consultant, consider joining one of our business mastermind groups. The pricing is at mapperforward.org/group coaching. And you can see that there's the roasting group for Ann Cooper and the business owners one for my group. So go ahead, have a look. I hope this has been helpful. Peace, love, and peanut butter, friends. Have an amazing rest of your day.